Hi Marvel fans! Today I'm going to show you how to make an Udon style energy shield for the Taskmaster. And the best part? You don't even have to break into a shield base to borrow it. The supplies you'll need for this project are a muffin pan, a glass, or in this case I'm using a vase that I purchased from Goodwill. You want some kind of glass that has a concave bottom, a glass bowl, a glue gun. In this case, I'm using a hot glue gun. I tried using a low temperature glue gun, but it dries too quickly and you end up with a thicker shield. 18 gauge aluminum wire, and this is the same wire I used on the how to make venom tendrils video. Pliers, wire cutters, a paint palette, paintbrush, and some craft paint. I'm using apple barrel paint in yellow, apricot, and pumpkin. And then you want some kind of clear sealant to protect your paint, and you can either go with glossy or matte. I'm sure by now I got your attention with that strange list of supplies. I'll show you why you need the muffin pan. The shield that was sold with Taskmaster fits in the bottom of the muffin pan, and it's almost exactly the same size. So we're going to use that to our advantage. And the muffin pan is going to be like a template for us. We're going to start off by piping a line of hot glue along the bottom edge of one of the cups of the muffin pan. Give the glue a minute or two to dry, and you should be able to peel it off fairly easily with either a knife or your fingernail. Now we're going to move on to either your glass, or in this case I'm using the bottom of a vase, and we're going to start working on the shield. I'm going to apply thin layers of hot glue in a spiral pattern starting from the middle. Now the reason I'm using this vase is because all my kitchen glasses have a manufacturer's stamp on the bottom. So unless I wanted the letter P on the front of my shield, can't really use that. But I guess if Marvel ever makes a character named Taskmaster, I'm all set. I think my spiral is getting close to the size of that circle I made earlier in the muffin pan. So I'm going to place that on top of the glass. And now I know how much bigger I need to make my spiral. So I'm going to fill in the gaps now between the spiral and the circle. Now our circle's filled in, but it's looking pretty rough on this side. So we're going to put some more glue on top of our spiral, and then use a bowl or another glass to flatten down that glue you've applied on top. And you're just going to keep working like this in small layers until your shield is more level. It doesn't have to be perfect because this is going to be the back side of your shield. I'm also applying a thin layer of glue near that ring I made in the muffin pan to help smooth that out, and then I flatten the whole shield with a bowl. Next, while our glue is cooling down, we're going to make a clip out of that 18 gauge aluminum wire that will allow the shield to stay on Taskmaster's arm. And basically, I'm making roughly a W shape out of my wire. I start off by looping one edge of the wire around his wrist, and then I pinch it on the other side, loop the wire back up towards the top, and then bring the wire back down for the second bottom point of the W, and I'm going to pinch that with some pliers. And now we're going to bend the remaining section of wire around Taskmaster's arm near the elbow and trim off the excess wire. So this is what it should look like. The middle hump of the W that's sticking up is where we're going to glue our shield. And here's what the clasp looks like when I've taken it off Taskmaster's arm. Now our glue should be cooled down, and you can peel it off the glass using your nails or a knife. And so we have a disc that's slightly convex on one side and flat on the other. We're going to glue the clasp to the middle of the flat side of the shield, or the side that was sticking up. This is also the side that you've been applying your glue to and squishing it down with your bowl. I'm attaching the clasp by applying glue to the middle loop of the W and also the bottom 2 points of the W. Now you may notice your shield's a little rough on the edges. That's okay. What we're going to do is use the side nozzle of our hot glue gun to smooth that out. And you can do this by just running the glue gun quickly over the sides of the shield, and you'll feel when it catches a bump, and just rub the glue gun over those bumps until it smooths them out. So here's what our shield looks like so far, and there's the clasp attached to the back side. Now comes the fun part. We're going to apply some paint to the shield. I'm adding a little bit of each of the 3 paints to my palette, and then I'm going to mix a little bit of water in with each color in a separate well of the palette. Mixing water with the paint will dilute it and will allow the shield to remain transparent looking. I start off by applying the yellow paint to the middle of the shield. On the outside of the yellow, I'm going to make a ring of the apricot paint. The outermost layer of paint is going to be the dark orange. Before painting this shield, I had looked at my comics for reference art, and then I also looked at the design for the Udon Taskmaster costume in the Marvel Heroes online video game. I'm going to apply several layers of each color of paint to the shield until it's about the color I want. The paint is going to stick more to the rougher places on the hot glue, but that's okay because this is an energy shield. It's going to be crackling with moving energy anyway. I'm also going to apply a layer of watered down yellow paint to the back side of the shield, and I'm going to paint the rim of the shield with a watered down pumpkin paint. After your paint is dry, I'd recommend applying a clear coat sealant to help protect your paint job. And here's the finished product. I'm not sure when Taskmaster lost this generator that allows him to create weapons out of pure energy, but I really like the look of it in the comics, and maybe they'll bring it back someday. If you decide to give this project a try, I'd love it if you'd share pictures of your finished work with me. And I'll be back with another Marvel video next Monday, so make sure you subscribe if you'd like to stay updated. If you'd like to see more Marvel-related crafting or customization, please give this video a like, and thanks for watching.